Hey Maybelline, how was your dinner tonight?
Delicious.
It was good Kentucky food. Yeah, that's what it was. It was very good.
That bourbon and coke bread pudding.
Bourbon and cold bread pudding.
Nothing like that.
Imagine that. So here we are in the
Grand Victorian Inn.
The Grand Victorian Inn.
Enjoying life.
Yeah.
Nice and simple.
And you know where the Grand Victorian Inn is? It's in Park City, Kentucky. And you know what's close to this great Victorian Inn? Bunch of caves.
That's right. Mammoth
Including
Cave.
Mammoth Cave and
Crystal Cave.
Crystal Cave and
Crystal Onyx Cave.
Crystal Onyx Cave. And you can name all 19 caves.
Yeah,
There's
the
19
Diamond
caves in
Cave
here, the Diamond Cavern and everything. So that's where it is. And then this Victorian Inn, Victorian? No. Yeah, Victorian Inn.
The Grand Victorian Inn.
The Victorian Inn was built in 1909. Yep. And there used to be a train in here. And the train used to go all the way up to Mammoth Cave. Yep. Mammoth Cave. And then there used to be two prices for the train. You could pay $1 or 50 cents. The trick was that if you paid 50 cents,
you sat in the back.
you sat in the back, and
You
then
sat in the back for a reason.
the engine of the train was not strong enough to pull the train full of passengers. So guess what?
If it was full, you got out.
You got out and pushed.
So all these poor young men sat in the back.
They all sat in the back and pushed. So there we go. So now we're going to give you a little tour of the Great Victorian Inn, which is a really cool hotel. The owner is Gary, and he's a great guy, and he has a restaurant called the Mammoth Cave
Railway Cafe.
Mammoth Cave Railway Cafe, and it's really good. We just had dinner there.
Oh my gosh, it's so delicious.
Very nice.
The chef is incredible.
Yeah, it's a good food. Yeah, good southern food.
It's something
good
to
southern
write home about.
Kentucky food, for sure. Okay, so now we are going to take you around, outside and then inside.
So here we are at the Grand Victorian Hotel, which is an absolutely lovely place, full of history, full of antiques. Quite amazing. There was so much to see. It was so relaxing too. Look at this amazing front porch there. I just love that little stove. Can't find that anymore. And their gardens, just gorgeous. And as you can see, it's a really nice place to come and enjoy an afternoon, especially after a long day of going through the caves that are around here. And there's so many little things that really got my attention that I thought were so neat. One of them, for example, is this lovely bathtub full of beautiful flowers, quite decorative. And then this bicycle. Now that's cool. Where do you get something like that? I'd like one for my yard. Of course, it's full of roses over here. And back to the porch.
Hey.
Oh, hey! Look who's there.
Come on in.
Relaxing as usual, huh?
Come on in.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
See, I told you that porch was great. It puts the relax in relaxation.
Can't see it here.
That's right, there's lots of rocking chairs. In fact, that's all there is. It's great.
Come on in.
We're coming. I'm on my way. Oh yeah, and I did want to show you this wonderful sign. These are the porch rules. Aren't they great? This is what everybody should be living by. Here you can see some of the stately entrance. It's full of antique furniture in the foyer. When this hotel was built, it was known as the Mintz Hotel, which was built in 1909. Then it was sold and became the Grand Victorian Inn. This is the hallway to the suites on the first floor, lined with antique books. Whether inside or out, it was a piece of history. Upstairs had some marvelous, comfortable rooms, and the hallway was full of antiques and memorabilia. Everything you can imagine to make you feel at home. And a part of Southern history, you could find it here. It was so inviting. The dining room was spacious and comfortable and contained many historical pieces from days gone by. Guests and local residents alike come to eat at this restaurant, which is known as the Mammoth Railway Cafe. They have an excellent chef who prepared us immaculate Southern-style meal and reasonable prices. This was good enough to write home about. So please don't come to Park City without coming here for a bite to eat. Mammoth Caves are a part of the National Park system. The best thing about this park is how organized it is. There are many tours to choose from for all ages, from easy to strenuous. In some of them, we were accompanied by elderly people walking with canes and young people carrying their infants. Knowledgeable park rangers are the tour guides, who make it their duty to ensure everyone learns about the history and splendors of the incredible caves in this part of Kentucky. Tickets can be ordered online or in advance, or you can buy them here at the park. But I recommend reservations in advance because some of the tours we wanted to take were already full. They had 3 excellent gift shops also, great places to shop. There was also an extensive museum that I visited at least 3 times. It explains the 420 miles of mapped caves within a 52,000-acre area, when they were discovered, and how different they all are. This cave system is the longest in the world, with a temperature of about 54 degrees Fahrenheit or 12 degrees centigrade all year round. So you may want to wear a light sweater or long sleeves to be comfortable. pathway led to the park's hotel and restaurant, which offered typical American food with great ice cream. We ate here once, but we preferred having picnics outside in one of the park's beautiful recreational areas. The trails were extensive, and there was much to see and do, above ground as there was below. This is one of the locations where visitors meet to catch a bus to various cave systems. They leave about every 30 minutes, and one receives an introductory education about the cave they are about to visit before the departure by one of the park rangers, who will be your tour guide to explore the caverns of your choice. The first cave we went to was in walking distance from the gift shop. This cave was called the Historic Entrance. The road that took you down was paved, and only a block. So we got there in about 5 minutes. There were 2 park rangers standing outside that would answer your questions. And once you got inside, there were other park rangers in case you had other questions, which of course we did. This was the entrance of the cave, which was quite deep. It took us into the bowels of the earth. This was the widest cave we've ever in, but it's not quite as high as that one in Puerto Rico that was over 200 feet. The ceilings were amazingly wide. This part of the cave was used to mine huge amounts of saltpeter during the War of 1812 to make into gunpowder, since the British blockade prevented Americans from acquiring any from abroad. After we visited the cave, we took several trails around the area that were great for exercise and visited the picnic grounds to eat lunch, and we saw several turkeys wandering around. Later, we took a tour of Gothic Avenue, which is part of the Mammoth Cave. This is called the altar, which is where many people had their weddings. Then we went on to the Great Onyx Lantern Tour, which was very educational but not so good for photographs since the lanterns were the only light. Many people in the past visited this cave, leaving a large amount of graffiti on the walls and ceilings. Large groups left their marks with stone monuments built inside in their honor. Even Methodist church services were conducted inside starting in 1834 to enunciate the fire and brimstone of sin and no immediate escape for those fearful practitioners. This is an example of the Jimson crystal that can be found on the walls. We were staying right next to the Diamond Caverns, so we had to visit. Just crossing the street, we were already in the RV park. This was a marvelous cave system with great examples of stalactites and stalagmites. And it had a wonderful gift shop too. The natural formations were awesome and colorful. This was another famous place to hold weddings a few decades ago, but because it could be dangerous, these ceremonies ceased. I guess it was because someone got drunk and fell, or a liability lawyer raised his ugly head. This is the Crystal Onyx Cave in Cave City. It is near Dinosaur World, and and it's not a part of the Mammoth Cave system. We were pleasantly surprised by its formations and exotic beauty, and our guide was wonderful. She educated us on the history and current functions of the cave. The owners were very meticulous and kept the premises in great condition, with many other entertaining things to see along the way outside before viewing the cave system. The crystals that were within the walls were spectacular and amazing, and the formations nothing less than exotic. Like most caves, it had its underground stream. I really appreciated our guide and the care taken to preserve this natural marvel. The formation of these caves took hundreds of millions of years to form as flowing water carved passages through the carbonate rocks and underground streams and rivers. Today, some of these caves are dry, but most are still dripping and continuing to form the wonders of nature. It is incredible to think how magnificent beauty could be destroyed by the cave wars that took place between 1920 and 1941 in this area. Owners of some caves would sneak into their neighbors' caves and destroy the natural formations with clubs and shovels, along with their livelihood that depended on the cave tours on their land, just so they could steal their vacationing customers. Finally, to put a stop to this ignorant hillbilly competition, Mammoth Cave was converted into a national park, so this magnificent treasure could be protected for future generations. Thank goodness they did, because their presence helped preserve all the caves in the area, so you could be enjoying this video now and go to visit in person with your family. We want to thank Sarah for her most excellent tour. It really made our day. Life is an adventure and the world is huge, so subscribe today and join us as we explore and share it with you.